All right, we're continuing now our 5-day quick start series. Yesterday, as you might recall, we discussed the biggest mistakes that people make when they're trying to set their goals for the new year.
Yeah, today life designer Renessa Boley is back, and she's going to break down the 3 things you absolutely must do in order to follow through once you set the goal. We want to hear these.
Yes, so we're going to talk about follow through today. And there are a lot of different ways that people can follow through, and so I will give viewers 2 really effective ways in just a moment. But what I want to talk about now is the core reason why so many people are frustrated year after year and disappointed when it comes to their goals.
Okay.
And so the first thing is that if there's a goal in your life that you have been trying to work out for years or months or whatever the case may be, and not nailed it, there's only 3 reasons why you've not done that. The first is that it's the wrong goal for you, which we talked about yesterday, and people can go back to that segment to listen for that. The second and the third are most important. And the first thing you got to realize is that if you've not nailed the goal, it's because you really are not that serious about doing it. You don't have a compelling reason to follow through.
But somebody would say, wait a second, I really want to lose weight.
They would say that.
I want to fit into my old skinny jeans.
Yep.
I want this and this and this. So what are you saying?
They'll say that. And they'll give every excuse in the book as to why it didn't happen. And, oh, well, you know, this happened or life changed or so on and so forth. But the bottom line is, if you think about that goal, whether it's fitting in the skinny jeans or organizing your bills or the caffeine, and you think about that there's something in your life that you've been able to nail in the past that was harder, that was far more pressing than that goal, and you stepped up and you made it happen. It could have been as hard as earning your master's degree, getting a host job on television, saving a sick child. You figured out how to get flexible and to get it done. So there is an example in your life where you've been able to step up and do it. And so if there's some area in your life that you have not done it as yet, it's because you don't have a compelling enough reason to make that happen.
You know, I'm always amazed at how many people nowadays are really expert at evading responsibility.
Yes.
You see it all the time in the workplace and in the office.
Yep.
Where, you know, the motto in many businesses is how to CYA, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You got to find some way to blame somebody else. And that definitely pertains to your own self-development as well.
Exactly. So in this case, it's about taking full responsibility. I'm not where I want to be because of me, first and foremost.
I got to ask you this. We put it off on other people so much that, you know, I can't lose the weight because, the kids, I've got to watch them, I've got to do homework. They're always eating chicken nuggets, so I got to eat chicken nuggets, stuff like that. So do you think possibly it's because other people are putting that want on them that you should be skinnier, you should be healthier, and so they say, hey, this is my resolution, and that's why it doesn't work out?
Yeah, like again, what we said about yesterday, it's not really your goal. You've not owned it. You're not doing it for you. But here's the second piece of that, and it comes down to gratitude and perspective. So when you think about it, what it takes for most of us to hit our goals is really simple. Now, it's hard to execute sometimes, but going to the gym or getting your clothes together, putting your sneakers in the bag or what have you, it's fairly simple. But what'll happen to us is that we'll think, well, you know, oh my gosh, for instance, losing weight. Losing weight for most people, the only difference is I've got to manage what I eat, I've got to work out about 30 minutes a day, and I've got to drink a gallon of water. It's pretty simple. Now, we complicate it, but it's not rocket science. And what happens is if you think about it and take a step back, there are plenty of people in this country and around the world who would give their right arm to be able to drink a gallon of water a day.
And for that to be their biggest worry.
That's their biggest worry. And you're complaining that you've got to do it. There are people who would spend countless amounts of money to be able to get out of a bed or a wheelchair to then be able to get up and exercise their limbs vigorously for 30 minutes a day. And so it becomes perspective. So you've got this problem called weight or debt or smoking, and you've got a solution called exercise, and the solution is a gift, and that you have the mental and the physical capacity to exercise and apply the gift is an even greater blessing. And so we don't really see it in that way, and the reason why we're spending time on this particular topic now before we get to strategies is that if you don't nail that responsibility and also the perspective of your solution being a gift, it doesn't matter what strategy I give you, you'll find a way not to follow through.
Well, what about the next step you recommend is the why you're doing it?
Yeah, and this kind of goes to your point. It's creating a big enough why. It's not the goal itself that's the power. It's the why behind the goal. Why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to quit smoking? Most people often stop smoking not because of the health benefits for them, but because of what secondhand smoke might do to their kids. You know, I had a client who came to a seminar last year, And she was eating all the wrong foods. She was overweight, but she wasn't, motivated to change. But she was also a single mom, and she had an adolescent son. So in that seminar, she kind of linked that, if I don't change these eating habits, I may not live to see my son graduate high school. That was a powerful motivator for her. So she sent me an email a couple of days after the seminar, and she says, I was at McDonald's, and I was about to, to order a double, it was a double cheeseburger. And she said, and I stopped, and I thought, if you eat this, you might not see Evan walk across the stage.
The consequence.
It wasn't about willpower. It was about a why that was bigger than herself. And usually the why has to do with someone else, because you'll do more for someone else oftentimes than you'll do for yourself. So it's creating a big enough why, and that was the first strategy.
All right,
there.
the third in these three lists here, manipulate your future. Focus on the benefits of hitting your goal?
Yeah, focus on the benefits. We all make decisions for emotional reasons, men and women. Anything that you do, a kid will go to med school for 12 years, undergrad, grad, residency, and all of that, not just because you have nothing better to do, but because of the pride and the significance that comes with being able to save a life or to heal somebody. And so there's an emotion that you're looking for. When it comes to goals, we tend to focus on all that we've got to do. Oh my gosh, I got to do this and that and the other. And it creates an emotion that moves you in the wrong direction. So what you want to do is focus on what are all the things I'm going to gain if I nail this goal, but also what are the painful consequences that I'm going to also endure if I don't. I had a caller call into a show a couple weeks ago, and she wanted to end a bad relationship. And so I asked her, I said, well, what's that relationship costing you? Because I had a feeling that she was in a lot of debt as a result. And she was in a ton of debt. She also had other relationship issues with family members who didn't like the guy, and so lots of things were estranged and all of that. And then I asked her a question, well, what kind of relationship do you want? How do you want a man to treat you? What do you want to do together? And she started to be able to create this really compelling future for herself that said, wow, I can have all of this in a relationship if I'm willing to let go.
And I want this and I don't have this, so let's get there.
And
Renessa Boley, thank you once again. We're out of time, but
That's
we'll see you again tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you so much.